humans have really gotten screwed. I don't think this is the first rodeo that we've had with gene manipulation. I think that, Mark Passio put out Cosmic Abandonment. I've mentioned it before, where some aliens showed up and they were like, hey, we need slaves. We need to find some slaves to mine for us. And that's how humans were created, possibly. So there were some humanoid types of individuals on our planet. And, they could do some things, but they needed some being that was a little bit more intellectual to understand how to take orders, right? Like a good robot. Not someone sovereign, God forbid. Not someone who would question authority, because that's no fun if you're a dictator to have somebody like that. But they needed a population to kind of mine and find things for them for whatever things they needed on their home planet. And so they created humans, right? And I think they had a lot of trial errors and, had to kind of fine tune until they got to something close to what we are today. Now, is what we are today the final version? I don't think so. I think they've been really trying to screw with us over and over and over again. And these injections are just kind of part of how they can try to insert genetics into our physical form. So, case in point, life expectancy. Let's talk a little bit about that. I shared on my YouTube channel, I reposted a video. There's a YouTube channel called Mind Unveiled. And I'll try to put the original, I'll put the link to that video on my YouTube channel up. I guess I could show it, parts of it, but it's like 10 minutes long, so I don't want to show that again. But, yeah, he talks about, like, the oldest man that's ever lived in, recent history was like 256 years old. Dr. Morse, my personal mentor, talks about this guy as well. And, like, he ate a lot of herbs, like ginseng. Siberian ginseng was one of the, like, herbs he took quite a bit of. And, ginseng has a lot of great properties. It's a great herb. I think Dr. Morse has it in a couple of his herbal formulas, which I recommend his herbs. So usually I put a link to Dr. Morse's Herbal Health Club. If you do want some really good herbal blends that support a variety of organs and body systems. So this guy lived to 256 years of age, theoretically. And I think, even in the Bible, there is reference that humans lived a lot longer. Some of these people were like 800, 700 years of age in the Bible. So, like, what the hell happened, right? I thought it was supposed to be, or I'm just, being, acting like a normie right now, but isn't it? People used to live shorter lives in our history, not longer lives. Isn't it because of the amazing modern medical advancements that have allowed humans to live as long as we do today? 80 years of age, 80. I think that's a big lie. I think we should be living well beyond 150. I think that we're being, again, lied to. And trying to think what's in my view here. Oh, that's this monitor. Move that back. So you all can see cute little Loretta. She's so damn innocent. Cutest puppy ever. So, so I think that they've manipulated our genetics so that we don't live as long. And could that benefit them? Well, obviously, if we look at what's going on now, it sure as hell is something that Bill Gates wants to do. I mean, he's done a TED Talk about how reducing the human population will really get our carbon emissions down. The sacred carbon emissions that are so scary and we all need to be concerned about. Yeah, so I don't think they want humans living that long. And I think they've gotten to a point where their little human experiment has reached to what they believe in their narcissistic view. It's reached its end point, and it's time to reset. It's time to kind of let's see if we can do humans again, maybe making them a little bit more obedient, a little bit more controllable. That would really be helpful for us as we use them for slaves. And that's really what we are. I mean, we are sovereign beings, but we are realizing who we really are. And our modern history, I think, has gone through multiple resets. And we can only advance to a certain level before we really know who we are, and we have to evolve to a different dimension, which is possible. A lot of this, to some people, can sound like New Age bullshit, and I get it. Like the whole fifth dimension and all of that stuff. But I do think there is some truth about it. I do think that there is a higher level of knowing or consciousness or a different plane of existence that we can reach. But until we get to that point, the powers that should not be want to use this as slaves. So, and they're doing a pretty good job of it, I mean, how are we being used as slaves? Well, taxation is one. We're tax slaves. We work. We keep a system going. I mean, case in point, my job is I teach at a college, and many of my students are going into allopathic medicine. And I'm keeping that disease maintenance system in place, right? I mean, I need to step up. And I've decided with the I'm not a big person on New Year's resolutions, but every now and then I kind of think, okay, what can I do this year that is better than what I did last year? And I'm really getting more into emotional and spiritual healing. I'm looking at healing from different perspectives, and I want to make that my full, what I do all of the time. But I don't know, I'm still kind of half trapped in the system because, I've amassed quite a bit of debt going to medical school, and I've also, I don't know, they have you by the balls. They really do.